In the beginning, before time counted its first second, before stars burned in the
heavens, before
there be
wind
light.
whispered or waves crashed, there was only God. There was no sky stretched above, no ground beneath, no light to break the darkness. The earth was without form and empty, a vast deep covered in shadow. Silence ruled the universe. Yet over the face of the waters, the Spirit of God moved, gentle, powerful, purposeful, like a promise waiting to unfold. Then God spoke. Not with struggle, not with effort, but with sovereign authority. "Let there be light." And instantly, light burst forth. It shattered the darkness and filled the void with radiant brilliance. For the first time, there was distinction, light separated from darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. Evening passed, and morning came the first day. On the second day, God spoke again. The waters that covered everything were divided. A vast expanse stretched outward, lifting waters upward and pressing others downward. The sky was formed, open, wide, and magnificent. The heavens now stood between the waters above and the waters below. Evening passed, and morning came the second day. On the third day, God gathered the waters together. Oceans pulled back, and dry ground rose up from beneath the deep. Mountains lifted their heads, valleys formed, plains spread wide. God named the dry ground earth, and the gathered waters seas. But the earth was not meant to remain barren. God spoke again, and the ground responded. Grass sprang up in soft green waves. Plants burst forth bearing seed. Trees rose tall, branches stretching toward the heavens, heavy with fruit. Life clothed the land in beauty and abundance. Evening passed, and morning came the third day. On the fourth day, God turned his attention to the heavens. Lights appeared in the vast sky. The greater light blazed to rule the day, the sun. The lesser light shimmered to rule the night, the moon. Countless stars scattered across the universe like jewels on black velvet. They marked seasons, days, and years. The sky became a masterpiece of order and brilliance. Evening passed, and morning came the fourth day. On the fifth day, the waters that once lay silent began to teem with life. Great creatures moved through the deep, massive and powerful. Schools of fish shimmered beneath the surface. In the open sky, birds took flight, wings cutting through the air for the first time. God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply." The seas and skies were filled with motion and sound. Evening passed, and morning came the fifth day. Then came the sixth day. The earth itself brought forth living creatures. Livestock grazed across the plains. Wild animals roamed forests and hills. Every creeping thing moved upon the ground. Creation was now rich, alive, and vibrant. Yet something was still to come, something unlike all the rest. God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness." From the dust of the ground, God formed a man. The shaping was intentional, personal, intimate. Then God breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. The man's chest rose, his eyes opened. He became a living being. He was not merely alive, he was made in the image of his Creator. God gave him authority over the earth, over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and every living creature. Later, God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man and formed a woman from his side, a perfect companion, equal in dignity, sharing the same divine image. Together, they stood in a world untouched by corruption, surrounded by beauty, walking in fellowship with God. God looked over all he had made, the light, the land, the seas, the stars, the creatures, and humanity, and declared it not just good, but very good. Evening passed, and morning came the sixth day. Then came the seventh day. The work of creation was complete. The universe stood in perfect harmony. No chaos, no disorder, no pain. The rhythms of life moved in peace. And God rested, not from weariness, but in satisfaction. He blessed the seventh day and made it holy, setting it apart as a day of sacred rest. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished in all their vast array. From darkness to light, from emptiness to abundance, from silence to song, creation stood as a testimony to the power of God's word, and it was very good.